Namaste everyone. It's me Jivan Dhakal with the JD English class. Today I am going to teach a poem The Road Not Taken written by an American poet Robert Frost. Uh, Robert Frost was born in 1874 in San Francisco, USA and died in 1963 in Boston, USA. He is famous poet. He has written so many poems about the different matters. When we read or see his poems surfacely, his poems are like simple and easy, but when we read them deeply, when we see them deeply, they have deep meaning about life and philosophy. This poem is very suggestive and very important for us and for every person, and especially for the learners who are studying in the school level or who are studying in plus 2. And the poet has compared our life as a road. Yes, and our life is the mixture of the different options. It means in our life different options comes, and we face different options, different choice in our life. Yes, and we have to choose those options and choose the option best one of them. And while choosing those options, yes, we should be very careful, very aware, very conscious. We should think deeply about the option, and we should choose best one of them. And we should try to be unique and different from other. Yes, and we should choose that option, best option, and we should choose only one option. We should have single aim. Yes, and then only we can reach on the top of our ambition and top of our destination. And I want to give you the example of plus 2 students and who take SE, and after that they have to choose the different faculty, the different stream for building their career. And especially the students who study in school level, especially SE, and they after SE they have to choose the different streams, different faculties for studying. For example, some students want to study Nepali, some students want to study science, some students want to study English. It means some student wants to study management stream, some in humanity, some education, some engineering, means other different field. And while choosing those options, they have to be very conscientious and they have to be very careful. They have to choose best one of them, and they have to continue it, and then they can get the success. And they should think about which option is better, which option will take us in the better way, in the better path, and which is better for achieving goal. They have to think deeply about the such matter. Like the same way, this poem is about the different options, yes, that the poet faced in his way. Yes, and now I explain every stanza one by one, and I will make you clear about every stanza. Now, first stanza. Let me read this. The roads divert in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent the undergrowth. In the first line, two roads divert in a yellow wood. Here, yellow wood means yellow jungle. This yellow wood represent the autumn season, because in autumn season the leaves of the plants turn into yellow and they look like the golden color. So the jungle, the means that wood, that jungle become yellow, and we can see the jungle yellow. So we can say that in the time of autumn season, the poet was going somewhere. The poet was traveling somewhere, and in the process of going through jungle, at the middle of the jungle, in the yellow wood, he found the road was divided into two. The road was means divided, it means it was divided into two in the yellow wood. And sorry, I couldn't travel both. He was only one traveler, he was only one person. The road was divided into two, so he couldn't travel both road. It was impossible to travel both road. He had to choose only one option, only one road, and he had to that be success through one option. And be one traveler, long I stood. He was only one person. As one traveler, he long stood at the fork of the road. He stood for a long time at the fork of the road, at the middle of the road, and thought about which road to take, which road to go, which that road is best, and which road take him to a better destination. He long stood at the fork of the road, at the middle of the road, and looked down one as far as I could. And he looked one road. He looked the first road, and he looked this road as far as he could. He looked from there, and to where it bent the undergrowth. And this road, this first road that bent in the undergrowth, and undergrowth means here the dense growth of the plant, and here it means we can say bush. And this road, when you see that first road and that road, long for a long time, for as far as he could, he looked this road, and that road was bent in the undergrowth, and from there, from undergrowth, it was invisible. Yes, and here we can say the poet was going somewhere, and at the fork of the in a yellow wood in the jungle, in the time of autumn season, he was going somewhere in the jungle. The road divided into two, and so it was impossible for him to walk both road. So he long stood at the fork of the road, at the middle of the road, and he looked first road, and that first road was that bend in the undergrowth in the and from he looked up to the undergrowth. From there the road was invisible. Yes, and from here we can understand that in our life we have different options and different choices. Yes, and different option. Among those options we have to choose only one option, and we have to decide only one option, and we have to be very careful about taking or the choosing option. And there also here undergrowth means here different problem under this undergrowth. So that metaphor or the symbolize represent the different problem that occur in our life that may create problem or the hindrance for getting success. Here in our life period there may occur different problems and different small hindrance, but we should try to cope with those problems, and we should try to face with those problems, and we should continue it. We should never give up. This is the main theme of the first stanza. Now the second stanza, let me read this. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better come, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as far that the passing deer had worn them really about the same. Here then took the other, it's just as fair. Yes, and this road was divert. Yes, and this was means that first road was bent in the undergrowth, and this was so the poet decided to take the second road because he didn't want to take the first road, and it was the means it was the fear, it was the its good days, that first road, and perhaps having perhaps the better calm and taking as a better option, he took second road. He didn't take the first road. He walked through second road because it was grassy and wanted wear. Yes, the first road was that something that it was used. It was less grassy, Yes, and so he took the second road because the second road was less means it was less grassy, and it was also wanted wear. Yes, and so it means we can understand that the poet was very brave. Yes, the poet was very brave, and he wanted to be unique and different. Yes, he didn't mean because the first road was much walked. Yes, and so he didn't want to go walk through this road, and he walked through second road because the second road was less walked. He wanted to be different. He was very he wanted to be very unique, so he walked through second road. It was wanted where, and it means less walked, less used, or it was grassy. Next, and though it's thought that the passing deer, yes, while passing deer, had warned them really about the same. And in the process of passing, in the process of going through second road, and he imagined he missed the first road, and he compared the first road and second road, and the first road, and he found that the first road and second road were not much different. Yes, they were almost same. So he also missed about the first road, but it was impossible for again returning and walking through first road. Yes, and so he only imagined about the first road. Yes, and now here in this from this stanza. Yes, and here we should have different option in our life, but we should take only best option. Yes, and when we choose one option, and after and there also we can also think about the other also, option, but we should continue one option that we are taking in our life. And now third stanza here, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first or the another day, at knowing how well listen the two way, and I doubted if I should ever come back. And in the third stanza, and both that morning equally lay. Yes, that morning especially here the road was means he found both the first road and second road were equal, and they were not much different. And in leaves no step had trodden back. Yes, in the both road no step had trodden back. Yes, trodden black. It means trodden black means when we walk in the one road, that road turned into black because when we walk there, yes, and that road became like the black. But when the road is not walked, never walked, that road is what like it means we can see green in the other season. It is green because there are plant in the autumn season. It means there are different that yellow leaves there, so it was means yellow. And here there were no steps, means trodden black. And next, oh, I kept that for the another day. And he thought, and when he compared the first road and second road, and he found first road and second road were the same, but he decided to take that first road in the another day, in the future. Yes, he decided to take in the future, but it was impossible. It was only limited in his imagination, in the thought, but it was impossible to take the second road again. Yes, and when we go in the one, and it is very difficult to take the next option, to choose next option. So, and he thought to walk this first road in the next time, and he continued walking through second road, and at knowing how they lead onto way, and I doubted if I should come back. Yes, and he also thought, and if I doubt I may come back through this way, means he was doubt and about that way he was walking there, he was doubt, and he thought, and if I come back through this way, is it impossible to come back and to travel through first road? He thought, he imagined. Yes, and, in this stanza, it means in this stanza. Yes, and we also when we take one, when we are taking one option, and we also may think about the another option also. We may think at that that next option was also good. Yes, we may think. Yes, with such type of means imagination come in our life, come in our mind. But we shouldn't we shouldn't stop it. We should continue it, and we should continue our journey which we are doing. Yes, and next fourth stanza or the last stanza. Here I shall be telling this with a long sigh, and somewhere edges and edges hence, two roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Yes. Now, yes, this fourth stanza is that is his imagination. Yes, it was his imagination. He thought that, or he imagined about, yes, in the long ages and ages, in the future, yes, in future time, and he will say this means journey, his journey with the other people, with a long sight, with a long breath, with a deep breath. He will say with the other people. He will say, and that he will say that I was in sorry, when I was going somewhere, I found two roads diverged in a yellow wood. Oh, at that time I thought for a long time, and I walked through walked the less grassy road. Yes, means it means he will share with those matter his journey with other people, and that will make his life the difference. That will make his whole life difference. Now, from this line also we can understand that, yes, and we can also share that matter, the different matter, and that matter of our life or the journey of our life with the other people also. Yes, and now from this whole poem we can understand that, yes, our life have different options and alternative, and we have to choose the best option, best choices, and we have to be very careful, be very conscientious about choosing the different option, and we should have single aim. We should take only one aim.